streaming and tournament information there. So you can win a lot of cool prizes. Check out their tournaments, check out their forums. Just a great place to go. And if there are slots still open, you can get into this tournament, win some great prizes. We're getting it Champ Select.
Oh, they're saying because of the kind of greenish, yellowish glow around you, because of the background, you look like you're regenerating, like Doctor Who. You're the Doctor as he regenerates. Flames spitting up out of your hand. That's how it rolls. It's how it rolls. Cool. So we are in a game. It's going to be Dunkmasters versus. Oh, that's the best quote. Best quote. Dunkmasters versus Dingus squad. So, all right. So who right now? Which team do you predict is going to win? Because on.
I'll tell you right now, I did not look at the elos, the divisions of anyone here at all. I don't know where they're placed.
Same thing here. It actually could be really one-sided. It could be extremely even. Usually we try to make it even, and I just wasn't paying attention to it at all because I'm just excited to be shotgunning again.
I think we should. Yeah, it's been a long time, but I think we should wait until we've seen the champions and then give our opinions because right now. Right now we have names. Oh, okay.
That was a joke about let's predict teams before we get there. No, my hope was that you would predict first and be wrong because to date you have not been wrong yet. The only game in your prediction that you predicted wrong was the 4v5 game, and that wasn't your fault. That was because you had a 4v5, so it doesn't really count. So other than that one thing that doesn't really count, you you have not been wrong yet, and it kind of upsets me a little bit that we've casted like 7 games and you've predicted all of them correctly so far. It's really upsetting. Really upsetting. You're really good at this.
I'll tell you right now, the push-ups are good for you, though, so...
hey, you know, I did like 50 push-ups yesterday thanks to all the deaths I had in Skyrim. It was ridiculous.
Oh, yeah, I saw you streaming that.
I do 10 push-ups.
I didn't say anything in the chat, but...
Aw, you're sneaking watching. I do...
Okay, so we haven't talked about Champ Select at all. Want to go over the bands for me?
Oh, sorry, yeah, I'm sorry, 1 second. Sunday, Monday... sometimes Wednesday. I was trying to reply to a guy on my stream asking when we do this. But, all right, bands. Classic bands. We've seen a lot is that Morgana, Tristana, Jax band. All of them are really powerful. So strong late game. If any of you guys watched Worlds when it happened yesterday morning/afternoon, the replay, I was actually surprised Tristana was able to get into so many of those games. But especially at mid-tier NA ELO, Tristana is banned out very commonly. I am a little bit surprised to see an Akali and a Syndra banned out. Akali especially because while she does snowball well, once she's set on the back foot, once she's having a difficult time getting into the game and getting some kills, it's really easy to shut her down. So if there's a heavy ganker that continuously ganks mid lane and shuts Akali down early game, it's not hard to stop her. There is some fear late game of her coming back and starting to snowball, but I just don't see that ban very often. And the Syndra ban as well. Everyone knows that Syndra is super, super powerful. But one would think that there's better champions like Anla on the rise, possibly. Better champions to ban out than the Syndra. Why do you, Chronofrost, think that this Syndra was such an important ban over all of these other champions that are so often picked?
I was going to talk about that before you even asked me. I think we see on Purple Team, Unstoppable Batman, insta-locking the first pick Zed. Wants that mid laner. I think he either feels Syndra as a counter to that matchup or just doesn't want to play that matchup at all. Syndra is a really, really difficult champion to fight. She can poke you down. Her mana costs aren't that high. She's got the crowd control. She brings a lot to the table, and he just doesn't want to deal with that. He wants his Zed to farm up, to roam a lot, to be in control of this game, and Syndra might not let him do that.
That's actually a completely fair point, and this is for those of you guys who are like us that do a lot of solo queue playing. If you solo queue play, or even if you're duo queue, sometimes the way to guarantee that your team is going to win is by guaranteeing that you win. If you know that you're a super strong ADC, and you are picks and bans champion, or you get to do the picks and bans, you can counter or ban out those people that could counter you, and then first pick your ADC. And then you know that you will do well. And that's maybe what Unstoppable Batman did, because all Akali, Kha'Zix, and Syndra could shut down a Zed very early and make it very difficult for him to do well later on in the game. And he banned all of those champions out. So a little bit selfish, but that being said, if he carries the game, it worked in the end.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I'm not opposed to that.
No. So we have a lot of champs to go over here. For the blue team, we have the Yasuo picked up as well, along with the Jarvan. Great synergy from those 3 champions already right there. Gnar has that fantastic AoE knockup. He has a lot of crowd control, a lot of displacement that can set up for that last breath from Yasuo, along with Jarvan as well with that EQ combo. And on the purple team now, we see a Wukong and a Draven locked in. Wukong is he's a decent jungler. He can gank very, very well because he can stealth into lane, throw the damage down, gets the extra attack speed, and shreds the armor. And Draven's I'm a little iffy on. He's strong in solo queue, and he has a lot of presence early, but I feel he's easy to counter. So we might see something from blue team come out of that.
He's pretty easy to shut down if you have some hard CC. Knockup, stuns, slows, pretty much all of what Team Dunkmasters is pulling out here, which is kind of scary, is that all of that CC is going to shut him down. There's the only way that Draven really lives through CC is by having enough damage and lifesteal that he shuts them down instead. So Jarvan the Fourth comes in for a gank, uses the knockup on him, Cataclysm as well. Now Draven's inside of the Cataclysm, and Draven says, you know what? I'll 1v1 you, Jarvan the Fourth, that's fine. And he lifesteals himself back to full health and kills Jarvan the Fourth in that 1v1 situation. That's how Draven works, rather than Draven, like, or so many other ADCs, running away. They either have dashes, Caitlyn's 90 caliber net, Lucian's relentless pursuit. So many ADC champions have running away options. Draven's running away option is I kill you, and that's how he works. So he really wants a support that's going to keep him alive and do well. Lulu would be a fantastic support, not only shield, but has some extra damage as well. Other champions that I go for is either a Sona or a Soraka, because those extra heals is going to keep Draven alive, whereas Draven just then does all of the damage. So many supports are focused on either CC or extra damage themselves. Leona is all about CC, Alistar CC and damage. Instead, Draven really does well when he has somebody that just has his back and makes sure he doesn't die, because he has the CC he needs with the stand aside. He has the damage he needs with all of his axes. He's going to be doing fine himself. And I think a Lulu, I'm Dewey, picking a perfect support for that Draven.
Yeah. So right now, what I'm thinking, I've got a couple things on my mind right now. For the blue team, I'm wondering if they have enough damage. Gnar, quite tanky, not that much damage for himself. And Jarvan and Leona are the same way. Yes, Gnar can build tanky, yes, Jarvan can build tanky, but I'm not sure they will. I'm worried that they aren't going to have enough. They have all the crowd control to lock them down, but will they have the DPS to deal with that, to clean up and use it to its full potential?
Yeah, the one
I'm not too sure of.
Is you're talking about Team Dunkmasters, right? With
the blue team.
Yeah, the blue team. Yeah, Team Dunkmasters.
Blue team is Dunkmasters? Okay,
yes,
gotcha.
Blue team is Dunkmasters. Red team is Dingus Squad, which is such an awesome name.
That's a beautiful name.
Yeah, I don't know. Lucian is very, very high damage mid to late game, and Yasuo as well. They both are great bursting champions. You get surprised at how much damage they do. Lucian, with all of his additional auto attacks because of his passive, you can just ability auto, ability auto, ability auto, and suddenly you're at no health and you're dead. However, they're very, very easy to shut down. So this game is going to be very, very strong for Dunkmasters if they play the protect the carry comp. If they protect Yasuo and if they protect Lucian, they either all engage at the same time. Gnar, Mega Gnar leaping in immediately, Jarvan the Fourth, Cataclysm on top of that, Leona with the Eclipse to finish it off, and allow Yasuo and Lucian from the sidelines to do damage and pick up all of those kills. Or if they just simply wait for Dingus Squad to try to engage, a Ryze running in with a teleport or a Wukong engaging with a Cyclone, and then simply counter it all and keep the Lucian and Yasuo alive so that then they can counter all of that damage. It'll be good either way. But if they aren't teamed, things are going to be very rough for them. I feel that Dingus Squad has a better picking composition. They're going to be looking for 2v3s, 3v3, kind of smaller fights. Because a Ryze snare with Zed damage, if Ryze just moves up towards that top lane, or the Cyclone from Wukong in that bottom lane, in addition to the Glitterlance slows from Lulu, and just the massive damage that Draven always outputs, that is going to be terrifying. So Dunkmasters is going to have to be on key constantly with being in the right place at the right time. But with the J4 in the jungle and a Yasuo in the mid lane, that's not really going to be hard. My only fear is this Gnar not taking teleport.
I was going to touch on that as well. So Purple Team, I feel they have a better potential to outplay the blue team with that teleport. So they can get the split pushing down. They can force like 4 people down mid, Ryze can push the top, and then if they want to engage, Ryze just teleports into the fight, or can teleport it to a Baron. They just have ways to work around the blue team that they can't really cope with that teleport. So, with that being said, I think my prediction this game is going to be the purple team, the Dingus Squad. Just because, yes, they have that teleport, and they have a very strong late game as well. Apart from Draven. Draven is very early game champion.
You have a very good point, but I am going to go with Dunkmasters. I have faith in the Dunkmasters, and here's my reason why. Bottom lane, I feel, if they play it right, don't need the jungler. A Leona EQ ult combo onto a Draven is going to shut him down so fast early game before level 6, they're going to be able to take him out. Yes, Lulu's a great champion for keeping him alive for the moment, but I think that Leona is just a little bit stronger. She was a great pick into a Draven because she has such hard CC. Are you zapping me? Okay, that was kind of weird.
I was changing scenes.
You zapped me for a second and your screen went black, and I was like, whoa, he's good. He's good. So Dunkmasters versus Dingus squad.
Yeah,
I've got Dunkmasters.
I've still got Team Link here from last time.
Yeah, exactly. And Ganon.
Yeah.
Dingus squad. I still need to figure out the auto LoL screen changer. I've got to figure out that program. But Axelia says he's got faith in the Dunkmasters. So, it's Thunder. Okay, so it's not Thunder Lion. Thunder. How do you say that? Like, your username is actually a THUNDER Lion, but if you want to throw in a T in there, it's Thunder, not Thunter. Okay. Oh, I misspelled your name. That's fine, Thunter. I just missed. Okay, I was trying to figure out why the heck he said that. And I'm like, where did I mess up? I'm sorry, Thunder Lion. I'm sorry. And I just misspelled his name. So.
When it comes to your bot lane, what you were talking about, I actually I actually made and wrote a video analysis or whatever on a Lucian Leona bot lane and how powerful, how strong it is. How I thought it was one of the one of the strongest kill lanes in the game. Because as soon as you hit that level 2, Leona can engage with the Zenith Blade, apply the Sunlight debuff, Lucian goes in, throws down his damage, double shot passive, lands the Q, the Shield of Daybreak, and then the same thing happens again. So,
and that's where I feel that
that's
Lucian
just so much burst level 2.
Double shot passive with that Leona passive as well is just so strong. The combination of both of them is just going to be doing amazing. So,
I actually have. I can see a little bit of Skype in this.
Axelia. All right, we got Dunkmasters for Team Blue. Masters. Please, somebody should have played the new Darius skin, the Dunkmaster Darius skin.
Oh yeah.
It is gorgeous. Oh my gosh, it is a beautiful, beautiful skin. And Dingus squad. Where is Dingus squad from? I recognize it from something. I know it's generally used, but I have heard it before.
To Summoner's Rift.
I don't know. It just reminds me of something. So.
Why can't I?
Why can't
I have. Oh, there we go. There we go. Okay, we're good. We're good. We're good. We're set. I had some problems with your video here.
Oh, my video's having issues?
I was actually, it was a little different. There's a bit of my Skype on there as well, so that's all fixed up. That's all good now. And we didn't have a time to go over these teams here, so let's do that while they're going in.
30 seconds until
So, I do the blue team.
The champions and players. Go ahead and start. Yeah, because you were on
all right.
side, so I'm sorry. You're completely right. I completely missed that myself.
So, on the blue team here, Team Dunkmasters, we have the Chosen One playing Lucian as the AD carry. We have Ova. I can't even read that name. Let's press tab and.
Ovatsug 420.
Ovatsug 420 playing Leona support. The Poon Tiger playing Jarvan in the jungle. We have Lucky Friday 13 playing Gnar in the top lane. And we have DP Helps 33 playing Yasuo mid lane.
Over here on the Dingus squad, yeah. We've got ourselves the Unstoppable Batman playing Zed in the mid lane. Onla playing Ryze in the top lane, new player for this stream. OG Vince, a new player as well with the jungle Wukong. We've got Zep with the Draven in the bottom lane ADC, new player as well. And I'm doing, so many new players playing the Lulu in the bottom lane support. Bottom lane support. So I'm kind of distracted because I've got like massive audio. Sorry guys, League of Legends is like super freaking loud. So
yeah, I was having some issues as well that I was trying to go through. That's the unprofessionalism is gone now. We're going to be okay. We're going to get into this. We're going to start casting. So Again, it's waiting on that level 2 in the bot lane here. Really want to see if Leona Lucian can pull something off.
That's what I'm
Yas,
hoping.
early level 2 here, throwing some damage down to Zed, dashing back out. Go ahead.
I was going to say, the level 2 engage here, which we're going to see here in just a minute. They're a little bit slower. And see Luna already moving in, getting the stun down. She's waiting for level 2 Lucian, getting a lot of damage to that double passive. Draven is solo, help Zed trying to back out, but they haven't hit level 2 yet. They were waiting for another minion kill for her to be able to go in. I think you can actually look at their XP. They were so very close. They should hit level 2 here. There we go, level 2. She flashes in, trying to get the stun, but she actually stunned Lulu. There's the heal from Draven as well, keeping himself alive. So nicely played by Zelt, staying alive. You can see that burst damage in that bottom lane, shutting Draven out. There's the flash in that top lane from Omla. Flashes over the poop.
Oh.
So many flashes. Flash from Gnar. First blood given over to Lucky Friday 13 on the Gnar as well. That was like 5 flashes burned so quickly in this game. There's so much action. We barely even started.
That gank timing from Jarvan there was perfect. That's something that a lot of players need to pick up on a little more, is what time the enemy jungler will gank. And it's usually around the 3-minute 15 to 3-minute 30-second mark. That's the time where they've cleared both buffs, they're going to head top lane, and if your top lane is pushed, you really need to watch out. Oh, go on.
I was going to say, I think that Ryze actually got some of that damage onto or Lucky Friday 13 in that top lane because he was warding. And yeah, that's something to pay attention, especially as a top laner, is at that 3-minute mark, put your ward down. It's actually better to fight your opponent putting wards down than it is to be farming at the 3-minute mark because it keeps an eye on the enemy jungle. So where Lucky Friday 13, right in the midst of those 2 bushes there, is a great place to put it. Leona going on Zelt. Oh, losing so much damage. The Chosen One taking him out. Now dashing in for that double auto attack proc, but the tower might have enough for Leona. The heal wasn't enough. Lucian tried to keep her alive, but the support picking up a kill. I'm Dewey grabbing one thanks to the tower. Now the Chosen One going so deep. He's gonna get a little bit of extra damage from the Rutled's Pursuit. Not quite. Didn't quite make it out of mana. OOM 2OP and doesn't quite get the damage onto Lulu. So greedy. It already 3 kills, 2 over to Dunkmasters, 1 to Dingus squad, and we haven't even started the game yet.
8 summoner spells in that bottom lane. 7 have been burned now. Lucian has his flash up still, but that's it. All the heals have gone down, all the exhausts have gone down, and 3 of the 4 flashes have gone down.
Well, you could have seen that he could have actually flashed in for her. But I think he didn't want to flash simply because she followed flash. He was hoping that her flash wasn't up, and so in the hope that her flash wasn't up, he was relentless pursuit on her, and he could have followed flash, but she was practically already under the tower, being in that bush right down there, so there wasn't any reason for him to flash follow, but he could have. It wasn't that greedy, so that's saying something there. But
so Ryze taking control of this top lane here. Definitely, he's got the CS, he's got the level lead over Gnar. Here we see Wukong coming in though, just putting the nail in the coffin. Is Gnar actually going to get out of this? He does get the Mega Gnar passive coming in. Jarvan's coming in as well for the counter gang.
Perfect Mega Gnar timing. Oh my gosh, the play on that. Leona coming in the bottom lane. Maybe she's going to get the stun. Not quite. Stand aside from Draven, nicely played up there. But yeah, that Mega Gnar, I was expecting Gnar to be dead. I was waiting to hear that, and then it didn't happen, and Mega Gnar got him out, and I was like, oh man.
Yeah, that was just fantastic timing. I can't stress that enough. So 2-1 right now in favor of blue team, the Dunkmasters. Not so much gold ahead. 1.4, which
minimal.
That's nothing huge. Leona going in again with the Zenith Blade Shield of Daybreak going out. The double shots and the piercing light from Lucian just so strong. Lulu going to get him out of there alive.
Yeah, might have been enough if she hadn't had the shield thrown down on him. That shield kept him up from those passes from Lucian, but she wasn't there, and now he has to back. So this bottom lane, making use of the fact that these players are coming in one at a time and really engaging. They could sit back and farm it comfortably and say, hey, we already dominate this bottom lane here, 33 farm on Lucian to the 14 on Draven, but instead they're making use of, again, that pre-6 burst damage power that they have, and every time that somebody walks to lane, they're like, hey, we're going to do some damage to you, knock it to half health. I wouldn't be surprised if they jumped in on this Lulu before Draven got back, and that way they force her to back as well, continuing to cause these champions to back. They are going to back off though, so they will be a 2v2 in this bottom lane. But still, 14 farm on this Draven, at 15 farm at 7 minutes, that's honestly horrific. Yeah,
that's pretty scary. It's for the bottom lane here. Draven is an early game champion as well. This is when he should be dominating, getting those early kills, cashing in his League of Draven stacks, and just getting snowballing ahead, getting ready for the late game. But that's not happening here. Now Lulu getting caught out as well. Draven just farming it up. Lulu explodes. Wukong is here for the gank, but he just might get taken down as well. Leona's Zenith Blade is going to be up in just a second.
There
Lands it on him. Shield of Daybreak goes down. Sunlight going out, and he gets taken down as well. So Lucian 2-0 right now. Leona has a kill on her as well. Draven might have overstepped. Going to take a little bit of damage from Lucian here. Going to back out though. Everything's okay. 4-1 for the blue team now. Team Dunkmasters, and they are taking control of this game.
2-0-1 on this Lucian. It is all work in this bottom lane. They have done such an amazing job. Lucian only has a pickaxe and a Doran's Blade. However, they're so good at timing the amount of mana that they have for their ability usage as well. It's great to see them use it. They're always low mana, but they always have just enough for another EQ, you know, dash, double auto attack, burst damage. They always have just enough for that. And also, I like to see in this top lane, there was Ryze that had a little bit of charge in that top lane simply because of his early burst, but he did die, which allowed Gnar to actually have a little bit of a better back now that he has that armor. Surprisingly, actually, went with the chain vest, considering Ryze is an AP champion, but he's still doing really well up in top lane, kind of turning it in Dunkmasters' favor.
Yeah, Ryze is going to be their oh, wow.
Stun there, too strong. The Chosen One picking up another kill in that bottom lane. So Leona that time didn't even Zenith Blade onto him. She simply walked out and autoed him. She doesn't have boots. How on earth did she out? She's got to have some serious Runes and Mastery's movement speed buffs to have out-walked Draven to walk up and just auto-attack him for the stun on her.
Yeah,
Q.
that was a good play by Leona. And there's the thing about those supports like those, like Leona, even Blitzcrank is the same way. If you can use your melee crowd control, like Blitzcrank's what's his uppercut called, the one that knocks them up. If you can,
Blitzcrank, it's right hook. No, it's not right hook. Power fist.
Power fist. If you can engage with the melee one, you can save your gap closer for when they're escaping after they burn their dash or their flash or their escape spell. So leads in with the Shield of Daybreak. If he doesn't get taken down, you can Zenith Blade back in, catch up again. So great play by Leona there. Draven might have overstepped a little. Now it's 3-0 for Lucian, and this game is in the Dunkmasters' favor by a long shot.
Yeah,
not over yet though, because
3K at 10 minutes, but 3K can be turned around with a goal or a dragon fight or two. And again, Dingus Squad's not going to be bad on these fights, but nice gank from the Brooder Tiger. And then here, nice flash Cataclysm is going to finish off the Wukong. Says, hey, you thought you could get away from me, but that's not going to happen. He already used his EQ knockup combination, but so he's like, I'll burn a flash for a Wukong, why not?
that was another great gank timing by Jarvan. That's the second time now where he shows up just in time to swing the favor of the fight. Draven trying to go in on Lucian there, just going to exchange autos back and forth. Sees Jarvan here as well. Will Lulu get caught? I don't think they have vision of that bush. No, they don't. EQ doesn't land. They're just going to back out of that one. They're very ahead. They don't want to risk throwing it by an unnecessary tower dive. They're going to wait till they have the full advantage, maybe even pick up a dragon here. We're seeing a lot of pings on it.
Now, the other thing is that they could not even fight Dragon. They could simply bait Dingus Squad out to coming to Dragon and then actually pick up a couple kills. Because, again, proven the power in that bottom with the Lucian Leona. They don't even really need Jarvan the Fourth to fight a 2v2. But if Wukong comes, oh my gosh, Defhelp's going straight in on Unstoppable Batman. Doesn't quite finish him off, though, so nice play there. That Dragon is going down so fast. And so, Dunkmasters proved me wrong, and they just picked it up anyway. I thought they were going to try to bait it out. You can see Wukong heading there right now. That could have been an easy kill on him, but instead they just grabbed the dragon and headed back towards lane.
So we're seeing, oh, hold on. We see Leona engaging again. There goes the solar flare, locking men up. Howling goes down as well, but here comes Wukong with the counter gank. This might be what they need. The Cyclone whiffs, though. They get out of that one. Heal to get them both out, and they're going to turn this. Lucian's going to have his spells back up again, turn this back around. So much damage going out. Lulu actually wild growths herself in that one. Jarvan is here into the fray now as well. A lot of damage still coming out onto Lulu. Don't think they're going to get any more kills, but this tower might fall now. We see a almost 5,000 gold lead for the Dunkmasters now, so I might be wrong in my prediction.
Oh, Leona leaping
so close.
So close to that. And J4 Cataclysm straight onto Lulu. She flashes to stay alive. I'm Dewey playing it nice, playing it safe. Rather burn a flash than go down. I think she... I don't know. It's hard to say whether she's been tanky enough to survive him long enough, but either way, she flashed and she lived, so that's nice. But The problem, I think, in that last team fight bottom lane was that Wukong engaged so fast they didn't have time to respond. The exhaust from Lulu didn't go on to any single person down there, which meant that she wasn't in range to use that exhaust, which meant that Wukong was so far out of position, so far ahead, that his team didn't have time to follow. Again, Draven is not the fastest champion, especially early game. He hasn't had a chance to really build much to up his movement speed. He does have the tier 2 boots, but he's had such a hard game at the moment, it's no surprise that he couldn't close that gap there. Caitlyn has 90 caliber net to jump in. So many champions, even Lucian has a chance to either dash in with Relentless Boot or dash out. He couldn't follow as well as that Lulu. So, Cyclone went out, he went in by himself. They simply turned it around, grabbed up a kill. J4 showed up just to throw down some standards and say, hey, I'm here. He didn't actually... Oh, his Cataclysm on Lulu almost got them that kill, but...
Alright, right now I'd like to take note of how much gold these top laners have. Look at... Ryze just has a tier. Gnar has a Chain Vest and a Doran Shield. Ryze is sitting on 2,800 gold, and Gnar has 2,400 gold. When these champions go back, they're going to pick up some huge items, and... we'll just have to see where the lane goes from there. Right now, the lane's looking in Ryze's favor, even though Gnar has a kill. We'll see if he can keep it that way, because, as I said, he's going to be their ace in the hole this game. He is the hope that the Dingus squad are holding on to here.
Right.
And the hope I have of still keeping my perfect prediction rate.
Maybe so, maybe so. Cataclysm onto Vince, a nice Lulu.
Oh, the Beyblade arena!
To keep him up, is it going to be enough? There's the teleport from Ryze coming in. Can Wukong stay alive? He dashes the boot dagger. He goes down. Not going to be enough. But Leona now engaging, leaps in onto Zell. There's the Eclipse, I want to call it, but it's not. I know you said it earlier.
It's a 4v2.
4v2, could they fight it? Oh, 4v3 now. Yasuo coming in from the sidelines. Unstoppable Batman's hiding in that bush. Oh, he disconnected. No, Unstoppable Batman disconnected.
Well, I don't know if they know they can pause this.
I think most of them know. I know at least Unstoppable Batman and Lucky Friday. Lucky Friday's been in my chat before, so she should know. You can pause the game if somebody DCs, but it's a 3-minute wait time if somebody DCs. After that 3-minute wait, we're going to restart the game anyway, but he's reconnected already. Actually, well, that's what I was going to say on the side, is that Unstoppable Batman has played in these games before, and he does disconnect occasionally now and then, but he always reconnects within easily 30 seconds. So a couple people that play with him regularly on the same team don't even worry about, unpausing it or pausing the game, because they're like, hey, he'll be back in a second, it's no worries. So.
So Ryze picking up his Rod of Ages now. It doesn't have any boots, but from that ult of his, he does gain a lot of movement speed. Actually misses the Rune Prison there onto Gnar. He does not have his passive up. It's getting mighty close to Ryze. I think he should just be fighting this before he transforms.
Oh,
not going to be enough.
Too
Transform
late.
for the extra health. Going to flash out of that one. Is he going to get away? I still think he can turn this.
Flash from
Never
Gnar,
going to
minion
flash away.
auto attacks coming in. Ryze says it's too dangerous to continue to engage, and Gnar lives. Note here that Ryze did back, so he finished off his Rod of Ages, still has the tier as well, but Gnar, who hadn't backed, had just farmed up and got that tower in the top lane, making use of that Ryze teleport towards the bottom lane, now has finally backed, picks up a Sunfire Cape, so still going tanky.
Look at this build decision.
Not going
Gnar.
Not going versus Ryze, going against the entire enemy team. He knows Ryze is going to be looking more for the tank than he is going damage, and it's the Wukong, the Zed, the Draven that he's worried about. So he's not building selfishly, and this is a huge thing for you solo players out there. Gnar could have built pure magic resist against Ryze to build tanky, but it's against his opponent. Instead, he's building a Sunfire Cape. Sorry, a Wukong being totally blown up there. Just so much damage. The CC knock-up stun from Leona, too strong indeed. But I was just saying, Gnar could have built selfishly and built magic resist against Ryze. Instead, built a Sunfire Cape. Not only have the health, but also the armor for the rest of the team. And that's a huge team player there. So great job from the team.
I am a little concerned though, because Ryze, again, he has the most gold, he has the most farm, he has the best looking items of everyone on the team so far, so that decision might come back to haunt him. Gonna need to get that magic resist sooner or later. Now we see the blue team sieging on this middle turret here, slowly going to poke it down. There's not much the red team, the Dingus squad, can do here to engage, especially with Zed disconnecting again. Gonna have to try their best to hold this off, but Draven getting caught up by the Zenith Blade at half health. He gets taken down. Oh, no, he doesn't. Draven actually survives thanks to the wild growth. Leona gets taken down. That's a 1-for-0, but they do lose a tower. And Zed reconnects, so that was actually decent for the Dingus squad.
Yeah, they lost the tower, but they picked up a kill on Leona, which shows they still have power. I think another thing to note there is while they did pick up 2 or 3 other kills, mostly because Zed wasn't there, they got the rest of the team at very, very low health. Yasuo had to immediately back off because he was at like 300 health after they went underneath that tower. Lucian as well down to half health, Gnar about half health as well. So many of the champions went very low, and if they had Zed, I think they could have gotten more out of that without losing as much. Wild Growth and Lulu, perfect on that Draven. Even you were kind of like, wait, he didn't die?
Yeah, I thought he exploded. He was getting taken down so low, and then a champion had been slain. I thought, you know what, that has to be him.
Nope, it was Leona, went a little bit too confidently under there, and that Wild Growth from Lulu turned it around. So that's one amazing thing about Lulu, and especially I'm Dewey playing her, is that you can't always guarantee you can get a kill, because the game might not be over, but...
So, continuing on here, I still think this game can go in anyone's favor. The red team has... Actually, this is rough here for Wukong. Flashes over the wall, Solar Flare going down. The double shot and the piercing light from Lucian, far too strong. Lulu not going to get them out alive. Does she still have the Wild Growth? No, it's on cooldown. Zed trying to juke out of that one, putting some damage down. Not going to be enough, though. So, that's 2 for 0, but as I was saying, not as strong anymore, but... This could still go either way. They have a very strong late game comp. They have Ryze with that teleport. And Lulu with the Wild Growth that's going to be on a shorter cooldown that can help keep people alive. To protect the carry comp, they're just need to look to outscale them.
Right, I think even losing like a Wukong or Lulu wouldn't be a problem if they kept the Draven and Zed alive. The one major problem here is that neither the Zed nor the Draven are really that farmed. You can see here in the mid lane, Zed down 90 farm.
Wow,
Draven down 40 farm. So these champions, while they are very good late game scaling, super strong champions, they've already been shut down so hard, their chance of coming back is slim. But not over. A good team fight was going to be enough. But Yasuo going in onto Zelt. He's going to find the rest of the team. No flash available. Just says rip. I guess I'm going to be going out there. So the other thing, they're going in. Wukong did turn invisible. I think they actually knocked up his clone. He had already cloned before Jarvan the Fourth knocked him in the air, and so he was already out. But hey, I mean, it was a good try nonetheless, so.
Yeah. But we did see from that previous fight under the tower that the red team, the Dingus squad, actually managed to pick up a kill and back out, and they didn't even have Zed there. So
and they picked up a kill on the tankiest member of the enemy
team.
They
did. So this shows that the blue team, they need to play a little smarter with their lead. Yes, they need to play aggressive. They are ahead. They need to use that. They need to use that advantage to take these objectives. But they need to play carefully as well. They need to play smart to make sure they don't give up that lead, because there's a lot of gold on these champions. The 6-0 Lucian, if he gets taken down, 500 gold in the pocket of his killer. So, you need to make sure to play smart, play carefully, play strategically, and use that advantage wisely.
Exactly. So they are down by about 12k gold, which is, okay, so they did surrender. There was someone in the chat that was saying something about the team surrendered. I think... So here's my reasoning behind that. I am not one to ever surrender or give up. There's just no reason to, because the game can always be turned. However, in this particular case, I can slightly forgive, because they were down so far, so hard, with that Draven and Zed so far behind, on top of the 0-6 Wukong, and Unstoppable Batman on the Zed, who was a little bit of one of their saving grace players, continued to deceive. He was continuing to have disconnection problems. And when you have somebody, you're playing a 4v5 on a losing side, and you're already down so hard, it would take a miraculous team fight to turn it around. Now, those team fights can happen, and they do happen. But I can understand some of these players saying, you know what, let's just call it, and let's play another game. So...
Yeah,
oh, hey,
I can understand.
I predicted right. Guess who's doing the 10 push-ups?
Yeah, I know!
Guess who's doing the... Oh, well, technically, do we count that one, though? Because he had a DC again.
Well, that wasn't a...
Okay, do 5 push-ups. How about that?
I'll do the push-ups.
Do 5 push-ups. Do 5 push-ups. That's good. It's good and healthy for you, so... I'll make the next game in the meantime, so...
Sounds good to me. Looking at the damage dealt here, Lucian has...
Your friends, real fast. Are your friends still? Do they still have that game set up?